Hey, welcome back to the Music City Surrey Showcase, 4 years running. Thank you so much to the City of Surrey for continuing to fund local talent. This is the series where we talk about artists that have contributed to the Surrey music economy. Today, I'm so lucky to be sitting here with Matthew PRESIDENTE. Matthew,
Hey,
so nice
Keely.
to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here because
I'm so excited. This is amazing.
until this moment, we hadn't technically met, but I remember seeing the back of your head and then the side of your head from the side stage at
Wow.
the Music City Surrey performance at Surrey Pride, where you performed.
were in the splash zone.
I know.
Okay? It was a sweaty gig.
It was hot out that
very
day.
hot.
Yeah, but I remember your performance being absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
You can rip on the keys, and you've been doing this a long time, haven't you?
Yes. You
Okay.
know, it's funny, Keely, because it used to be a source of pride to say how long I've been doing it. Now I try to shrink it down. But no, it's been since the early 2000s I've been making music and releasing it professionally. But
Yeah.
only the last few years I've been doing it as a full-time musician.
Wow. So tell me, okay, first I want to know how you got into music, and then I want to know what finally made you go for it and transition from that, oh, this is a dream that I have, to the full-time musician
Right.
trade.
Well, great questions.
Yeah.
I've been playing the piano ever since I was a kid. It's been a lifetime of building up bad habits on that instrument. Okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. And then I just always performed ever since
Cool.
I was a teenager. I liked going out and doing gigs and releasing music and records. Well, first we started releasing CDs, and now, of course, there's lots of different ways to release music.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few years ago, I'd been doing it so long, I had some great opportunities coming up, and I was ready for a change in my, full-time career. And so I just dove into doing this full-time, and it's been a wonderful change.
I know so many people that want to get to that point in their lives. So how did you find the work to be able to sustain yourself, for one thing?
Well, I was lucky. Keep
Yeah.
in mind, I'd already been doing it for so many years
Right.
before that. So unlike a lot of new artists, I had regular gigs, I had connections, I had opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
And COVID happened and kind of
Yeah.
just made us all think like, life's too short. Let's do what we love doing and make our own careers.
That's totally fair.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember so many people came from massive switches during COVID.
Yeah.
Have you been playing the same kind of music this entire time, or were there any switches in your mindset when you started recording again for new albums and that full-time musician life?
Yeah, I've done a number of things over the years, but mostly my music is pretty
Yeah.
piano based, and I do like rock music, so it always has that
Nice,
edge. But
yeah.
I'm a singer-songwriter at heart, so everything's sort of composed on the piano. The way we produce it changes from year to year. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've had some records that have been a little more electronic or a little
Yeah.
more dancey or a little more acoustic, or we go really heavy sometimes.
Yeah, and you had a Pride anthem this summer too, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of my music is pride anthems, really.
That's fair.
But one in particular, the rhythm that we released this summer, it's just one that meant a lot to me personally. One of the
Yeah.
new ones. It really is about my journey, like leaving the job, going for what I love to do, following my own path as a queer artist and as a musician. And I was performing it at Pride gigs for the last couple years because it takes that long to put out a record these days.
Yeah.
And it just resonated. People
Yeah.
seem to enjoy it. So it's a rockin' song.
And I know that you toured multiple Pride events this summer. So across BC and Alberta, how many shows did you do?
Oh my goodness. This year I'm on track to do about 100 shows this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy, but Pride events specifically, those are sort of concentrated to June, July, August. So
Right.
there have been a few, some notable ones. Vancouver was wonderful. Kelowna, Victoria, Edmonton this year was amazing. So
Yeah.
I do like to get to the other cities, to the Pride events and perform music whenever I have the chance.
Is there a special kind of atmosphere that comes out of those gigs and makes them stand out? Like, what would you say your favorite show memory from this year is, if you've got 100 of them to go off of?
There have been so many good ones. The Pride shows are always really impactful for me.
Yeah.
And I'm finding, especially these days, because when you go to the Pride events, quite often it's more about, when it comes to music, they're focused more on DJs and dance music. So when they do put a musician like myself, a singer-songwriter or a rock artist up there, I know that that's quite a coveted spot. So
Yeah.
I'm really honored to be there. Surrey is a wonderful example.
Yeah.
Surrey Pride was so fun. And we got the chance to do it full band this year. And those gigs are so cool because we're used to playing in loud, crowded bars where sometimes half the room is not listening, or maybe it's just your friends watching. But this is like a crowd of young queer people who are interested in the stories that we have to tell and the performance we have. And I think it makes an impact on them, and it certainly does to us as well.
And so many full-time musicians like yourself too are used to those corporate cover gigs. So it must be really fulfilling to get a chance to play your original in music in front of that kind of crowd that you resonate with too.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And the corporate cover gigs, that's part of the deal.
They pay the bills.
They pay the bills. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of piano bars in the last 2 years, which
That's
is
fun though. Yeah.
totally. I think it's my sneaky way around it because I never wanted to be the guy sitting in the corner playing Wonderwall. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this cover thing, we gotta make it a party. So we get the whole crowd involved and take requests and play it whether I know it or not. Okay. And sometimes it goes over really well, and sometimes it doesn't.
Do you have any funny stories from a time where it didn't go over so well?
I always seem to redeem it because I always keep something in my back pocket. So I know if I'm going to try something new that could go either way, I have something ready that I can really like turn the room around immediately after.
Nice.
Like, what's the one? Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Right.
Everybody loves that one. So if I'm going to mess up, do that one right after.
Yeah.
No problem.
If there's something you don't know and you're an absolutely bomb on first. Yeah.
A lot of people request rap music.
Oh,
and it's like one kind of genre that I'm not great at on the piano because I'm more a flowy player. So doing something really syncopated is kind of hard for me. But, from time to time, I'll give it a shot.
That's what they want to hear.
Totally.
Yeah. So you've got a new album coming out January 24th. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I'm so excited, Keely. It's called Chosen Sun. Yeah. It's spelled S-U-N. And it's very much about what I was saying, following your own path.
Right.
I was looking into, as I've been doing music for so many years, kind of looking back over the years, through my family tree, my family history, and sort of our collective queer history as well. And looking at how far everything's come in the time that I've been out and performing. And so that's really what this record is about. It's personal, but I think it's relatable to everybody who's maybe going through a life change or finding themselves in one way or another. We've been working on the album for close to 4 years now.
So it's been a long time coming.
It has. Yeah. And everybody's sick of the songs live already, I'm sure, including me. No, I'm just kidding. I love the songs. I'm very excited.
And we've had other people here that have had the same path too. They've had albums that they've been sitting on for so long and they're just like, I'm sick of these songs, but they're still new to some people.
Exactly.
Right?
And when the album comes out, we'll go play shows in other places and new people are going to hear the songs for the first time and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
But it takes that long. Like, this record is the first one I've done like full on like real instruments everywhere. We've got horns, we've got strings, drums, grand pianos, acoustic guitars. It's really beautiful.
Cool.
And recorded it all in studios, and I'm really proud of how it's turned out. But it's taken some time to get there for sure.
And I'm sure it's important too to put out something you're proud of.
Exactly. Yeah.
So something that we always ask people when they come on this show, kind of to cap it off at the very end, and especially for you, you've been doing this a long time, is what's some advice that you would give to somebody who's fresh into the music scene and looking to get started?
That is a good question. I say get out and perform.
Right.
Because I know a lot of young artists will make music, especially these days. It's not easy, but
a lot easier,
accessible to make music at home, right? So I think there's a lot of great creative people who are amazing on, their hardware and their software, and they can create something really beautiful. But I say go out and perform it in front of a crowd. And whether that's on a real instrument or to a track or however you need to do it, find a way to get out and perform, because in my experience, all those years of hustling, hauling around gears, going to different kinds of rooms and performing for different kinds of crowds is what really honed my performance skills. And it gives you another level of confidence. you know your songs are good.
Yeah.
You're proud of them already. You're excited to share those with people, but you got to be able to get up and do it in front of a crowd.
I think there's also something to be said about getting comfortable with things going wrong too. I think that's
Totally.
something people miss when they say go out and perform. It's like, okay, and then sometimes things are going to go wrong, but until you experience that, you don't know that you can handle it, you know?
Yeah, the show must go on. You make it work.
Yeah.
And things go wrong all the time.
Yeah.
And the more flexible you can be, and the more you can keep calm, you'll do just fine. But yeah, I say to the young artists, get out and perform, do open mics, collaborate with other artists, and get on bills with different genres. I think that's a big one too. A lot of people will stick to their pocket, but let's all work together. Let's mix it up a bit.
Support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Emma last week too said go to shows.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Go to shows, performance shows.
See what other people are doing, make some friends, make some connections. It's important.
Awesome. Okay, where can people find you online, Matthew?
Instagram, you can find me at Matty Prez.
Yeah.
That's sort of where I'm most active. Also Spotify, Matthew Presidente.
Yeah.
I've got most of my music up there, and a lot of the new ones too, because we've been trickling out the singles leading up to the album. So yeah, please go check that out. I'm sure you know, artists like myself, we really rely on those listens, those follows, those likes, so we really encourage people to go check it out.
Well, thanks for being here in the studio today.
I'm so excited.
Super excited to hear you play a song, hopefully off the new record.
Yeah.
Yay.
I think we could make that happen.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Keely.
Thanks, Matthew. And thanks everyone at home, the Music City Surrey Showcase. Thank you, Surrey Board of Trade. Thank you, City of Surrey. See you next time.
Thank you, Surrey.
We could have a talk. Got a few things on my mind. If the stars are out, we can sit and watch the tides. I wanted to tell you that my love for nature is showing in the ways that the world around me is growing, and it keeps going when the life of the body dies. Oh, it happens, and it's out of my control now. Gotta learn to let it go, to make room to grow. You're in my heart in all the ways the colors bleed, and you're always gonna stay. These things will never change. Painted on the rainbow tree, painted on the rainbow tree. My mind is full of archetypes passed down on the line. The struggles that were fought for us, one battle at a time. Don't rest within your privilege, pay respect. This is a tribute to the time that was invested in your pride. And do better for the kids who will embrace any challenges you face with open minds. Now it's our time to turn the page. Oh, it's alright, our responsibility to claim our history. Painted on the rainbow tree, painted on the rainbow tree. memory. Oh, it translates sensory. Ghost is pulling through, and deja vu. The timeline blurs, and you are me, and I am you. Oh, write down history, coming from the rainbow tree. Painted